goodness.
What?
Why is O.J. Simpson in the news again?
Because he got paroled today.
I hate that guy. Can't we just lock him away and be done?
We did for like 9 years.
It's not long enough. I didn't ever want to have to read his name again in the newspaper.
He was a very good boy while he was in there for 9 years. So he got out.
The guy killed somebody.
No.
Yeah. They proved that, just not in criminal court. No. They proved it. Not in criminal court, he was acquitted. But then in civil court, he was found guilty. And all they could do is just take all his money. I was there. I remember.
Potato.
I don't know.
No, that's not a thing either. Son of a... I'm going to get it right one of these times.
Your comparisons are really lame today. I got to tell you. They're missing something. I don't know what, but they're missing something. That's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
The news is so funny. Listen to this topic.
Oh God, we got a news story that's funny. I'm going to raise my chair because it's.
Please do. You seem smaller than me, and we know that's not the case. Trump's envoy picks hesitate on questions of Russian meddling. That's the news. So somebody was asked a question about Russian meddling, and they hesitate. Let me think about that for a second. And that's newsworthy.
Yes, it is.
Because they hesitate?
Yes.
How is that newsworthy? That just means they stop to think before they speak. Isn't that actually a good thing?
Yeah. Or they were threatened with the punishment of death if they talked about Russia by Trump.
This is possible. This is possible too. I'm sorry. I just find stuff I find headlines like that ridiculous. It's like, really, guys, come on.
Is that the best we've got right now? Like, honestly,
it's just horrible.
Hey, look, I'm taller now. All right.
That's gonna be really good. We're not doing that for very long. No, it's not gonna happen.
No, it's very uncomfortable.
Okay.
All right.
I have so much space. I don't know what to do with it here.
I know, right?
It's just oh my god.
Maybe we just need to.
I don't feel like a sandwich.
Ixnay the old stay.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah,
that's pretty brutal.
Yeah,
okay.
A little brutal.
Aren't we live on the Facebook?
Oh yeah. Hi everybody. How you doing? Hey. We're not gonna ixnay the old stay.
It was his idea. It was his idea.
You know, that's what OJ said. I'm just saying. Is that a good one? Can I say that?
That was very
That
nice.
was
was good.
That was good. Good.
Oh man, OJ. I don't need any more orange juice. Leave me alone.
He was called the Juice.
He was called the Juice. In fact,
Juice. I guess.
Were you around when? Did you ever see him run?
I was not as old as you.
Oh, shut up.
And I am still not as old.
You haven't even seen a replay, a rerun, something. One of those NFL show how great a player was at one point in time.
Yes, I've seen him. And yes, he was an amazing football player.
Thank you.
Yes, he was. Absolutely. All right. Have I just completely spoiled your mood now?
I'm telling you, I'm done with you.
He's done.
I'm done with you.
We're gonna go back to the old times when we used to just get up and walk off the show.
That would be awesome. It would be just you.
I'd be all like, I should have thought that through.
Oh, hold on. Where's Jesse when you need him?
Yeah.
Jesse!
Yeah, come back. Over. Come back. All right, here we go. Let's start it up. In 3,
9,
2,
7,
1, go. The show for hip nerds with a love for everything geek. Collectibles, sports, fashion, and of course food. What? They may have lost a few 100 pounds, but they'll always be fat to me. What? No, that's fat with a PH. This is Beyond the Routine with Chris, Jones, and some guy named Dave.
That's good music. I'll tell you what, right there.
Yeah, I like his new choice.
Really good.
It's really good.
It's very nice.
All right, everybody, welcome to Beyond the Routine, Season 3, Episode 4, live now.
Is this Episode 4 already?
Yes, we're already 4 episodes into our third season.
Time just flies right by.
Craziness, right?
I'll tell you what.
Right. So you're Dave.
I'm Dave.
I'm Jones.
I'm some guy named Dave.
And Stoles is on a hiatus.
MIA.
No, just kidding.
He's MIA.
He's just MIA. He'll be back.
He drove north, and we haven't seen him since.
Oh, the North got him.
The North got him.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens when you drive north.
You
never know what's going to happen.
All right, well, let's start right off with our first segment like we normally do.
Unlike our show hosts, info moves fast these days. That's why we want to rehash all the stuff we couldn't process in the moment. It's Week in Review with Chris and Jones.
Unfortunately, that's not a lie. That's not a lie. That's true.
I'm dangerous over short distances.
Really short.
Much like Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway. So, Week in Review, Dave.
Woo!
Let's do a Week in Review.
I actually have one thing this week.
Do you have one thing?
I do have one
what
thing
do you
this
got?
week. I went to the Hale Theater.
Oh, the Hale Theater.
And saw Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Excellent.
And the amazing Technicolor. Let me say, Joseph
saw your
and the
picture
amazing
from that.
Technicolor Dreamcoat. Yeah.
It's just a very small stage.
It's a theater in the round, right?
Right.
So the theater's all the way around, and then you have just the people in the middle.
In the middle.
It's a
not a lot of
smaller
props.
stage. No, but the stage moves.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll go up and down and circle around and does things. It's very fun.
Excellent.
And the actors actually will come up into the audience. So there's stairs at all sorts of different points from the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually use the stairs as part of the theater. So you could have an actor show up right next to you spouting their lines. And
that's pretty cool.
It's actually a lot of fun. It's very much feels like you're in the environment instead of just watching a stage. You're actually part of the stage.
You're immersed into it, so to speak.
It's a lot of fun.
I have a little fun fact regarding Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Tell me, I want to know.
I was the stage manager for the Jordan High School 1996 production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh my G.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a fun fact.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know you were part of theater.
I was stage tech, stage crew.
You were a thespian.
Yeah, and my former co-host Jesse,
Uh-huh.
he was actually stage tech. He did lighting.
Okay.
And I was stage crew. I was the stage manager.
Okay.
And I managed the stage and the props and the
And the
construction.
moving of the props in and out and all that kind of
and
stuff.
And the construction of the props. It was a great gig. I loved it. It was one of the funnest times in high school.
I was actually on the stage. I was an actor and
You were a
singer.
thespian?
I was a thespian.
Nice.
I actually in one of the shows called Carousel.
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 Huh?
It's
what was it about?
It's a Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Oh, okay.
Musical.
Musical,
called
right.
Carousel. It's not one of their more well-known ones. It's kind of a side one, but it's really good. It was a lot of fun.
Excellent.
I was the funny character.
I was the funny guy.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, well, that hasn't changed much. No, but yeah, I was the comedy relief in the show. So it was good. Kind of a little bit of a tragedy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And no, we did some awesome stuff with the when I was stage manager. We did Arsenic and Old Lace.
That's a fun one. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
The old ladies kill people.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's a lot of fun.
So there, we did a lot of good ones like that. Anyways, let's get on to the week in review.
Your week in review.
My week in review is just all professional stuff because I'm a boring individual. Chester Bennington from Lincoln.
Wait. Step back. Didn't you go out to like Flaming Gorge or something?
I did. I had okay. You want me? Are we going to go there?
Just one little blurb, and then go into the actual rest of.
So I went on a boys trip with my son. Just he and I was apprehensive, I guess is the best word I can say, because he's a kid that needs to be constantly entertained. He gets bored very easily. So I was concerned of what this trip was going to be, because first part of the trip I was going to be working, helping family get some business stuff set up and everything, and so I wasn't sure how that'd go. And then we were going fishing after that, and
the most exciting thing to do on the face of the planet, right there.
Kid that needs to be entertained, fishing, but. Oh my gosh, what a awesome experience. Get down there, and he just goes and does his own thing. And I was comfortable with it because it's a small town and wide open fields, and he's out there playing with my cousin's dog, and it was great. And fishing, he did awesome. He was super excited about fishing and did great.
Awesome.
So yeah, we had a really good trip, and then I came home and probably could have gone back to work on Monday because the trip got cut short today, but you know what? I already had the day off.
That's a good
Might
call.
as well keep it.
That's a good call. I got a question for you.
Yes.
Having such a good experience in a small town, would you ever consider living in a small town?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Guess who wouldn't?
Who?
My significant other.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, small towns are a no-go.
Not a small town.
Not a small
town girl?
No.
Oh, is it just because everybody knows everybody else's business?
Yeah, kind of, and that there's not anything retail for retail-oriented people in small towns. I don't know what the proper way to say that is, or the PC way to say that, but
I would say she's someone who needs a lot of entertainment and
retail therapy.
Retail therapy.
Yeah, that's, I guess, yeah. So anyway, love you,
So
babe.
that's great. That's great. I love that. All right.
No, but I would in a heartbeat. I'd love to go to a small town and live there.
Okay. All right.
But
Now,
other
the rest of the
other
news.
week in review news.
Yes.
Chester Bennington, Linkin Park's lead singer, died at 41 from apparent suicide.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
super sad.
Yes.
See him
Rip.
go.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace,
Chester.
yes.
John McCain diagnosed with brain cancer this week.
Now that was a bit of a. Is that a scandal?
It's a kerfuffle.
It's.
I'm going to call it a kerfuffle. I like kerfuffle.
That's a great word.
Yeah, it's a
I gotta tell
kerfuffle.
you. Okay.
So he goes in for surgery to remove a blood clot.
Last week.
Yeah,
right?
last week.
Yeah, last week.
Goes in for brain surgery to remove
his
a blood
eyebrow.
clot over his left eye, and
Yeah.
then now it's been officially announced he's been diagnosed with brain cancer.
Yeah. Now,
Which he's had the
we don't know
surgery
if they
for.
found it then, or if it was
Right.
actually known and he was going exploratory surgery.
Yeah, it's kind of in the gray area. I was doing a little bit of research, and it's last week it was a blood clot. This week it's
Brain cancer.
brain cancer to remove brain surgery to remove brain cancer. So
Aren't they synonymous?
your brain is fully visible during brain cancer. It's just they take off a piece of your skull, brain right there. So
Okay.
brain surgery is kind of funny like that.
Maybe not the same way.
Not really
Okay,
funny, I guess.
see.
That's a horrible way
Wow.
to say it, but
I kind of laughed at that too.
you
Now I
did.
kind of
You
feel
were,
like a
you
jerk.
were laughing a little bit, Dave. Gonna be honest. All right.
Oops. Sorry about that. Sorry, John McCain.
So John McCain,
Get better.
Get better.
Yeah. Did you see all the tweets from all the
Yes.
other people? The
much,
people that
much
actually
other politicians supporting him.
that I think hate him, but supported him anyway.
They're all good peeps.
There were some contentious people back when he was running for president that said they didn't like him a lot. They basically wished him well.
All right, so they it's been reported to me by one of our faithful listeners.
Oh,
viewers,
yes.
I guess,
Yes.
because they're on Facebook. The small town in which I'm referring to, where I went, that I would love to live, they have a dollar store. So that's all that matters.
I'm telling you, when are you planning to move, Jones?
What more retail therapy do you need
When are
than
you
shopping
planning
at the
to
dollar
move?
store? So yeah, love you, Mom. Anyways, continuing on. O.J. Simpson granted parole today.
Oh, we've already talked about this. But
Yeah,
let's talk
yeah.
about this some more.
Good, Dave is absolutely again it. He's
you know,
again it,
I really wanted this OJ to just go away and never come back.
and he did for 9 years.
It's not long enough.
It's not long
It's
enough.
not. Do you remember where you were when he was pronounced innocent? I'm sorry, pronounced not guilty, not innocent, not guilty.
I remember there wasn't any rioting or fires in the streets.
No, that never happens.
No, that
right?
never happened when he was. Anyways,
Anyway,
moving on.
wow.
Game of Thrones returns.
I was so excited.
Did you watch it?
I downloaded it and watched it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
But
Okay,
you watched
yes,
it.
I've watched it. So there's
Fine.
no. Can we do
No,
spoilers?
God, no, Dave.
Oh, come
It's
on.
far too soon.
Oh,
Far
what?
too soon.
It's been, what, 5 days?
And-
Everyone that's going to watch it has watched it.
I don't
by
think
now.
so, because Jesse has not watched it.
Jesse doesn't listen to the show.
I checked with him. He doesn't watch it. Or he watches it, but hasn't watched that one yet.
Jesse. Oh, my gosh. Yes, I watched the show. The opening scene.
Yeah, opening scene was just blew everybody's mind.
Boom,
yeah.
baby. Oh,
it was
fantastic.
super powerful.
Yeah. You know, now, there was a couple parts in it when her name just went out of my head. The Princess or the Queen.
Who?
The one who-
not Targaryen.
The incestuous queen.
Yes.
What's her name? I can't remember her name. It just went right out of my head. Anyway, where she's talking to her brother and they have the map beneath their feet. And she goes, "Let's begin our plan." And she's saying, "I'm the queen of the Seven Kingdoms." He's like, "No, not."
3 at best. That was the best
That was
line
the best
in
line.
the world.
It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
He's
I just
like,
about
3
died
at
laughing.
best. Yeah, no, that was a good line.
But I saw something on YouTube that basically said there's a lot in that scene that you don't understand. Where she's standing, where he's standing, and I got lost with that. Did you
Yeah,
get
no,
that
there
explanation?
is a lot of lore, I guess is the best way to say it, to the Game of Thrones, and backstories and things like that are in the books.
Okay.
That just, I mean, it's pretty, and yeah, I agree. There has been a lot of outside communication that I had to avoid before I watched, because I didn't watch the first episode until yesterday.
Okay.
Actually, was the time that I
Okay.
watched it. So
Okay.
I was browser closing like crazy every time game even appeared anywhere on the string.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
no, but yeah, I've since read through it, and yeah, there's a lot of lore to this that is brought in, and I think it's because they're ending the series, right?
Right.
This is the first half of the last season.
Right. Right. And
So-
there's a lot happened. The Dragon Queen shows up and goes
Yeah.
to her castle, which I don't remember them mentioning before, so that's different too. And
Yeah.
but all of it really super interesting, and I'm excited for this
Very excited
ending
for the season, yeah.
It looks good. They did such a good job. I'm super excited.
It's been pretty amazing. All right,
Yes.
and then lastly, this is kind of both professional and personal. Samsung launches the voice assistant Bixby in the U.S. this week,
Okay.
and I got it on my phone finally.
Super proud of you.
And I think they're doing it correctly. So everybody is going to complain because it's still very raw. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
And that's why they didn't release it in the beginning when the Samsung was released in the U.S., the Galaxy S8, is because it was so raw.
Okay.
Well, they spent 3 months developing it,
Okay.
have now officially released it,
Okay.
and it's still raw-ish.
Okay.
But here's the smart thing.
Now,
that
what do you
they're-
mean by raw-ish? Give me an example.
It's not. I don't know what the best way to say it is, because I've been an okay Google Assistant, whatever you
Okay,
want to call
yeah,
it now,
yeah.
for a very long time.
Okay.
And it, even out of the box when it didn't work, it was intuitive and just told you it didn't work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know what you're saying, type of thing, right? Like, I mean, if it could make that sound, that's probably the sound it should have made. It just did not work, and it was not any secret that it didn't work.
Okay.
Bixby's trying to hide it. It's almost like, I don't think you're saying that right. Let me have you say that again so we can see, and all this kind of stuff, and instead
Right.
of just saying, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So the cool thing they are doing though is they're launching. If you have a Samsung account, they're giving you experience points for training Bixby.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So as everybody knows, the more you use your Google Voice or the Google Assistant, the better trained it is, and the better
Right.
it
The more it
becomes.
learns,
Right?
absolutely.
Same with Bixby, and so that's what they're encouraging you to do: is really train it. Don't give up on it because it's rough in the beginning and everything else. And so, I've been using it pretty solidly, getting my experience racked up on it, and it's getting better. I can tell.
Okay.
The things that it doesn't do natively, and this is another part of the raw, is it won't just open any app you have installed on your phone. There's app compatibility, and it basically tells you that right from the get-go. It says, here's the apps I work with, great. Here's the apps on your phone that I could possibly work with, maybe, kind of, sort of. And then everything else outside of that, it just won't even do. It won't even open the app. So you can't say, hi, Bixby, open audiobooks, for instance. Like,
Okay.
I'm a big audiobook listener while I drive.
Okay.
And that's one of the things Google does flawlessly, is I just tell it to open an app, and it'll open any app
yeah.
with that name, right?
Okay.
Hi, Bixby's not doing that. If it's
Really?
not on its recognized app list, it doesn't even try to have any interaction with that app.
Interesting.
The good thing
Okay.
on the flip side of that is the apps that it is really compatible with and kind of compatible with, it will let you take it a step further, going, open this app and do this.
Oh, so
And
it'll
so it
actually
will
work
do it
within the app.
Yeah.
Oh,
Google, not a chance. Hasn't
yeah,
even
that
come
doesn't,
close.
Doesn't do that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
The other odd thing that I've noticed is Bixby has a completely different way of launching things on your phone.
Okay.
Google, you say, okay, Google, send a text message to my babe. Hey, I'm leaving work now.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it just basically says, okay, sent. And it's done.
Right.
All in the background.
Uh-huh.
You say the same thing to Bixby, and Bixby is just kind of a little bar on the bottom. It's not a whole screen like Google is as much. And you see it opening the screens and scrolling through your contacts and pulling up my babe. And
Really?
yeah, and then actually, saying, okay, ready to send. Do you want to send? Yes or no? And then you say yes, and it sends the message.
Wow.
So it's a little
okay.
different of how it navigates through, but pretty
So
cool
actually,
stuff.
it actually navigates through the app instead of just running the API.
Instead of
or
running,
whatever.
finding the API, running it,
Running
and
it,
sending out
sending
call
the
it good.
commands.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
It's very good.
That's really kind of cool.
Yep. I think what we'll do, I have a message from our graphics intern on the Facebook, but
Okay.
it's regarding the event that he and Jesse are going to be going to.
Oh, Sigwix 2 or whatever it is?
Correct, not this weekend, but the next. So I think we'll do a little more coverage of that on our next show, the 27th show.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
Yeah, but stay tuned for that because the SIGGRAPH event is what Steven and Jesse will be doing some coverage on. So
Ethereum people, right? This is Bitcoin.
This is graphics basically.
Graphics.
Anything to do with graphics. This has game
graphics,
design.
game design. Okay.
Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. VR. There's going to be a big VR presence there, and the big thing that our cryptocurrency / graphics intern is so excited about is the AMD is going to be launching their Vega, their new RX Vega graphics card there. So
is that the one specific for mining?
No, that's just their new line.
That's
the new line, better than
because they're coming
580.
out with a gaming one too,
Or a
mining
one,
one too, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that last week.
Correct.
Yes.
Previously on Beyond the Routine.
There you go. What he said.
So that's it for week in review. I think
Boy, that was pretty quick.
we got through that in.
I don't think we've done it that fast before.
We have a guy here. We're a man down, Dave, and that man likes to talk a lot. I'm sorry. Love you. All right.
Chris, we miss you.
We miss you. Let's go ahead and get into this one.
Tech news. When it comes to cutting-edge technology, Chris and Jones are all over it. Doodads and information with tech news.
Today it's Dave and Jones, not Chris and Jones. Neener.
Doodads. Elon Musk is back in the news.
That doodad.
Has he ever really left, though?
No,
honestly,
not really.
He says he's gotten permission to build a Hyperloop from NYC to DC.
I heard that he announced that, and then the cities were like,
Yeah. And then he comes back and says, well, it was verbal permission. Does that count? Is that a thing? Yeah.
It was a verbal contract.
Yeah. There was a verbal thing that they're like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. And he's like, that sounds like permission to me. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay.
For anybody not familiar with the Hyperloop,
Previously on
Beyond the Routine, the Hyperloop is a basically kind of like, that awesome suction tube you have at the bank. Very similar to that, but also involving magnets to help shoot you through a tube, either above ground or underground. It'll do both.
Really fast.
Yeah, super fast.
Really
He claims that this will get you from New York City to the District of Columbia in 29 minutes, which is pretty dang impressive.
Wow. How fast is it? I remember this. Isn't it like 200 miles
an hour?
an hour?
There's 200 plus miles an hour on these things. Yeah.
They really fly.
Yeah.
So
Elon Musk tweets out, just received verbal government approval for the Boeing company to build an underground NY Phil Balt DC Hyperloop. So apparently it also has plans for stops in Philadelphia, Baltimore, and then DC.
That's not even going to make it in 29 minutes then.
Yeah, if you have to stop. Maybe there's direct flights or loops.
Direct flight.
Loops, maybe.
Maybe it shoots in the air.
Just up and down. So the company is currently working on tunnels aimed at relieving congestion in L.A., and Musk tweeted that the New York to D.C. Hyperloop would be constructed in parallel with city center to city center service, including up to a dozen entry-exit points per city, followed by a Los Angeles-San Francisco loop. He also envisages a Texas, Dallas to Houston to San Antonio to Austin Hyperloop as a possibility as well. But that's some pretty far-off planning.
Dallas to Houston would be huge.
Yeah. Any of these big cities where traffic is just horrendous, Atlanta. You're up there, too, I'm
Atlanta.
sure. Yeah.
I love how you immediately called him out. Atlanta.
Yeah. That took, and I've been in L.A. traffic, but Atlanta, they take it to a good level themselves.
Yeah, Atlanta traffic is brutal.
Yep.
Especially when they have a bridge fall down out of nowhere.
So
did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, it didn't burn because of a fire?
Yeah, like a fire underneath it. And then cars just kept going across it.
And they're like,
and then they
maybe stop.
You shouldn't do that. And then it falls down. Yeah. It's like,
luckily nobody was killed.
That was pretty funny.
All right. The other news I have in tech news is Google Street View is going to go ahead and go out of this world, so to speak.
Ooh.
They're going to allow you to street view the hell out of the International Space Station.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yep. So in case you want to preview the neighborhood before making the trip up there,
okay,
You can go ahead and see a Google Street View of the International Space Station.
Am I allowed to make a trip up there?
Eventually. That's what they're planning for. Virgin or SpaceX and all those. They're all wanting.
They want to go to
They're all
the
wanting
station?
civilian space travel. Yeah.
Wow.
So astronauts aboard the International Space Station just got an adorable, mind you. Thank you, Engadget, for the awesome article mentioning an adorable floating camera. But what do we get? Well, nobody's handing out free rides to the International Space Station. You can digitally explore it now that it's up on Google Street View. So since there's no gravity, the astronauts make use of surfaces in every direction. So Street View is in space truly spans 360 degrees. But that's not all. Google included info nodes for the curious to learn more about the station's technical machinery and points of interest. So just like Street View, as you're looking around and it says, "Hey, this is a great eatery" or whatever, right? Kind of the same thing. You're looking around the space and it's like, this button blows everybody up.
This button opens all the doors.
Yeah, kind of thing. So luckily they haven't actually, invented the push-to-touch feature via Google Street View yet. But yeah.
Oh, so this is going to be the next disaster movie. People are going to take over the International Space Station. Someone's going to hit the door.
Via Street View. That's going to be amazing.
Exactly. They're going to have learned about all the ins and outs and all the secrets through Street View. That's what's going to happen.
Yep.
We need to write that score. We could make money on that.
We could
Let's
do
it. We're going to make that movie.
All right. Let's do this now. So that's it for tech news. Let's go ahead and move right into this one.
From the newest smartphone to wearable tech, we've got the coolest, newest gadgets, and we're gonna look at them. If it's out, we put it on. Before you buy, let us try. Gadget Corner.
All right, unfortunately, no gadgets in hand this week, but I did want to talk about one that was the headline was too good to pass up.
Okay.
Again, comes to us from Engadget. Atari introduces the speaker hat. ... A hat ... with speakers. Mind blowing. Yeah.
I'm confused. So what they did is they took headphones and they attached it to your hat.
And it's not even that. It's not even like they go over your ear. The damn things are in the brim.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it just it a baseball cap?
It's a baseball cap.
Oh.
And everybody can enjoy everybody can enjoy the music around you. So Atari might be best known for classic video gaming, but now the company is debuting a new line of wearables. The first product in the Atari Connected Life line is called Speaker Hat, powered by AudioWare. The Speaker Hat, and then it goes on to like all lowercase speaker, capital H on the hat, capital S, capital H. The possibilities are endless, folks. Is exactly what it sounds like. A baseball cap with embedded high-quality speakers, not headphones. See, that's what I first thought when I read it. I'm like, oh, they've incorporated headphones into a hat.
Right.
It's
actually speakers, so everyone's going to be able to listen to your music.
Yep. Or, and to be honest, everybody, like, I wear a hat quite frequently. Right. I'm thinking, this isn't necessarily for while you're wearing it. This is just so you have it wherever you go, right? So when you want to listen to your music, you connect your phone via Bluetooth, take off your hat, set it down, face up, and everybody you have a little dance party, right? A little dance party.
How often does that urge overtake you?
Dance party urges?
And dance party urges.
Not very often because I don't have a speaker on me all the time.
If you had a speaker on you all the time, if I go buy this for you, how often do I get to see
Three
the
times
dance
a day.
party? 3 times a day.
3 times a day dance party, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
How much is the hat? Hold on a sec. That might be worth it. Then I could film it and we could put it on Beyond the Routine YouTube.
So the company is going to basically plan to release a limited edition of the speaker hat this fall that'll coincide with Blade Runner 2049.
Ooh.
So no pricing information yet, folks.
Dang it.
Yeah, but Dave's going to buy me it, and I'm going to have 3 dance parties a day.
It might be Jones's Christmas
3
gift.
dance parties a day.
3 a day, and I'm going to count. Dude, I'm seriously keeping track.
All right, and then this one here, the only reason I kind of put this one in was because I've been researching phones a lot. My wife is wanting to get out of the iPhone game.
No.
Yeah, she's sick of the iPhone. Sick of the.
Wasn't she sick of the Android, and that's why you got?
No, she just decided that Android did a lot she never even used and wanted to go simpler, so to speak. But now she's figuring out that iPhone doesn't do hardly anything she wants it to do.
Wow. What does she want it to do that it doesn't do?
Custom ringtones for personalized contacts and things like that.
It doesn't do that?
You can't load them. You can buy them through the iPhone store.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the problem is she can't basically load her own MP3s up and have the iPhone.
And quite frankly, I am so far out of the iPhone game. All the stuff she's saying could possibly be viable, but I can't validate it because I will not even.
There's
go
this
down
really
that
cool
road.
thing called Google
To look up iPhone shit. Not going to happen. All right. Anyways, so I've been in the market. We looked at the OnePlus 5. We ordered a OnePlus 5 because guess what? OnePlus 5 is supposedly in design very similar, as previously on Beyond the Routine.
Yes, it is.
To the iPhone.
Yes,
right?
it is. Apparently.
And OnePlus 5 says, yeah, we work with Sprint. I was like, excellent. And there's a site out there, a couple sites out there that you can say that, validate the compatibility with your network. And both of those said, yep, they work flawlessly with Sprint. It has all the chipset necessary for it.
Okay.
Get the phone, go to the store. Negative.
Really?
He says, it's not in our inventory. We can't add it. And I'm like, how does something get in your inventory then? Well, we have to add it.
So add it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the number is not found in our system. Yeah, because it's not there. You just said that. Add the number to your system. No, we can't do that. Well, how do other phones get? We add the number. I'm like,
did you really? Did you just go to? Tell me you went to a different store.
So I called them. Number
Okay,
one,
okay.
called up Sprint, and he said, "Oh no, that can only be done in the store. We can't add anything to inventory here. Only be done in the store."
Okay. Deep breath.
So I called
In through
another
nose, out
Sprint
through mouth.
store rather than driving there.
Wax on, wax off.
And they basically said the same thing. Yeah, if it's not in our system, we can't add it. And I'm like, we must be talking about two different systems here. And that's when I got the answer. Is yes, there's inventory, and then there's the system.
The system.
The system.
Okay. Is that like the Matrix?
Kind of, apparently.
Okay.
The system is where all IMEI numbers reside.
Okay.
And then there's inventory
Okay.
that allows you to take IMEIs from the system and add it to the inventory.
Okay.
And the IMEI numbers for the OnePlus 5 are not in the system.
How do they get added to the system?
Nobody knew.
Really?
They're just there, Dave.
They just appear
Yeah.
magically.
So, needless to say, I damn near canceled Sprint service over this
I
shit.
say you.
But,
I can see you getting a tad frustrated with that.
I was. But we took a deep breath. We returned the phone.
Okay.
Got credit. No big
Okay.
deal.
Okay.
And now she's going to the Google Pixel.
Really?
Yes.
The Pixel.
The Pixel.
Interesting.
So, but one of the other phones I was looking at during the shopping experience was the Motorola series.
Oh yeah.
And Motorola's got some really decent phones. And they've got a new phone coming out called the Moto Z2 Force.
I've read about it.
Which is a second upgrade or a first upgrade to the Moto Z Force phone.
Yeah, it's a
that's
second
out.
gen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it boasts two 12 megapixel cameras now instead of the single 21 megapixel that its predecessor had.
Okay.
Front camera's the same, but and here's what's happening on a lot of these phones is the US versions are way
Dumbed down.
yeah,
Yep.
like ridiculously
Yep.
The international version is 6 gigs of RAM. US version has 4 gigs. The international version gets 128 gigs of internal storage. Everybody else gets 64 gigs. So, it's just kind of sad that it's going that way. However,
Can you order the international version? Will it work here? It'll still work here, right?
if it's in the system, could I tell you? And they can't. And this is the awesome part, is you have to have an IMEI number for them to look it up in their system, and you can't get an IMEI number. That's very personalized to the phone itself.
Right.
Right.
So you can't check ahead of time.
Right. So I can't.
So you have
check
to order it, then go check and see if it's there. If it's not,
So that's what I was had this argument with the gentleman.
Okay.
And he says, "Well, you go to this website, and that's all a list of our compatible phones." I'm like, "Okay." I go to the website. There's like 9 phones on there. It's like got 9 phones, Dave. And I'm like, I know and the 6P wasn't even listed. My old phone that I had on Sprint wasn't listed on this site. So
that's hilarious.
Right away, I wasn't totally trustworthy. But number two, the Google Pixel was there.
Okay.
So I felt safe.
Okay.
And so, yeah. Anyways.
And it works.
It hasn't got here yet.
Oh.
It's still in transit.
I feel like it's a cliffhanger now.
But we will give you a full report from the wife of what she thinks of her Google Pixel.
Okay.
It got really decent reviews
when does
from
it
a lot
come?
of people. It'll be here the 25th.
Okay.
So next week, early next week, in
right.
time for the next show.
Good. Then
Yes.
we'll do follow-up story.
Indeed.
The Google Pixel part 2.
Dear?
Dear.
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 All right. Moving on. We are now going to go into... I lost it, Dave. There it is.
Get ready to deflate some balls. Chris and Jones step into the locker room.
How come everything's all about Chris? What the heck?
The intro has your name in it.
I'm feeling a little left out here. I tell you what.
I'm going to take that up with Pete.
Yeah, you're not.
I know you're not.
Whatever.
All right, so we don't do a lot of sports stories on here, but this one was too good to pass up. Michael Vick, those not familiar with this upstanding citizen.
Absolutely. Hey, he's paid his
his
dues.
He's paid his dues, and he's back, and he's a reformed individual.
What does he do now? Is he still quarterback?
I think so. Still doing the doing the QB game.
Okay.
But former NFL quarterback Michael Vick gave Colin Kaepernick some advice on Monday.
Is this the pot calling the kettle something?
Right.
Okay, sorry, keep going.
So, needless to say, he in an earlier episode of The Herd on Fox Sports 1, he was quoted as basically telling Colin Kaepernick, "No, it's not that everybody has it out for you, and your protest cost you your career, so to speak. It's the fact that you suck."
Wow.
And not in such harsh terms, but basically is that his skills are what
he's just not that great a quarterback. Is what he's saying.
That is what and then not only that, on Monday he follows that up with saying, "Get a haircut." And
Michael Vick was always very well groomed.
Yeah, he was.
Just saying.
I am a 49ers fan. Have been since the Montana Jerry Rice days, Joe Montana Jerry Rice days. And I thought Kaepernick was promising when I first saw him play.
Yeah,
really
he honestly he was.
I wasn't a fan of how they treated Alex Smith. Wasn't a big fan of that. I truthfully wasn't a big fan of Harbaugh overall. So when I saw him go, it was a big deal. Anyways. So I don't agree with Michael Vick's statement that it's, and especially Michael Vick stating it because he was 3 times the quarterback that Michael Vick ever thought of being, stats-wise. That's just sheer stats-wise. And that's not a personal opinion because I don't have a lot of love for Kaepernick right now, but that's just stats looking at stats. I mean,
Kaepernick's better.
Yeah, he had a 4-to-1 ratio for touchdowns to interceptions, right? That's pretty decent.
Vick's never come close to that.
So, anyways, moving on to that whole thing, he basically says about the haircut thing, and this is where I can back that on it. The afro, it's a bit much, Kaepernick. It's now to the point where it's not just an afro, but it's kind of like its own.
It's a fro
planet. I think
planet.
It looks like he has a planet.
He's got a black halo,
head.
man.
It's like 3 feet in every direction. Afro thing going on. So
you're saying the hair's getting a little out of control?
It's getting out of control. It's enough. We need to you've made your protest, and Vic goes on to say that you know what, everybody knows about his protest. Vic personally agreed with it, thought it was great, blah blah blah. But it's done. You move on. And get a haircut and see what you can do about getting back into the NFL. So,
well, assuming that's his goal, right?
Yeah, maybe that's not his goal. We don't know. So, Kaepernick, who typically has not been that silent on social media, has been very silent on social media prior to these comments of Vic, and then a little bit after, but then suddenly tweets out of nowhere. And they can't say for sure if this is Kaepernick's actual response to Vic because it's kind of vague as far as whether there's really any correlation or not. But the tweet from Kaepernick said the following. Stockholm Syndrome. And then that was followed by the definition of it. The Stockholm Syndrome appears when an abused victim develops a kind of respect and empathy towards their abuser. It was named after a bank robbery in Stockholm when a group of bank employees were held hostage and developed a strong sense of empathy toward their captors. When this traumatic event was over, they even defended their captors by not wanting to say anything that they might endanger their captors' freedom. This usually happens because the victim sees the smallest act of decent behavior as an extracted event, which makes them see their captors as essentially good.
Wow.
This way, they leave aside all the negative behavioral distinctions of their captors and focus on the positive ones. This syndrome is also called traumatic bonding or victim brainwashing.
Wow.
Okay. So, that's what he tweets. And some analysts, sports analysts out there, want to believe that it wasn't a direct response, basically stating that Vic has fallen to the Stockholm Syndrome victim for the NFL. So, as we know,
do you think it's the NFL, or do you think it's the black thing again? The black being oppressed? Because wasn't that his stance? You know, I'm not gonna stand up for a country that treats.
Right, but I think in this particular instance, it was Vic backing the NFL. A lot of things, and Kaepernick was basically wanting the NFL to take more action,
calling him out, basically. Okay,
right. So that's what they're saying is that, and Vic was never a company man, so to speak, right, for the NFL and everything. And then he went to jail, got fired from the NFL, was in jail for 6 years for doing absolutely horrible things to dogs, non-sexual,
which
by the way,
is very bad.
But dog fighting, dog killing,
yeah, that's just not okay.
No, and then comes back and the NFL graciously gives him another chance.
Okay.
And so that's what they're thinking might be said about that.
Okay.
So.
Wow. Well,
yeah,
we always love controversy.
Controversial. All right. Next up is the.
Here's some thoughts we pulled right out of our hats. And by hats, you know what I mean. It's the Beyond the Routine Grab Bag. Random thoughts from Chris and Jones.
Again. Hold on. Man. Let's see if this one's
random thoughts from Dave and Jones.
Let's see if this one's any better.
We had no idea we would talk about this today, but thanks to their lack of focus and possible learning disabilities, it's time for the Beyond the Routine Grab Bag.
Yep, that's definitely better.
That was better.
100% better.
No names mentioned.
No names.
We'll go with that one. So in the grab bag today, Dave, have you ever heard of Doris Payne?
No. Should I have heard of Doris Payne?
Doris Payne is an 86-year-old jewel thief.
Really?
Who was busted again, but this time at the Walmarts.
She's stealing from Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Doris.
Yeah. Doris Payne, and I love how she's referred to as the octogenarian. Apparently, when you reach the 80s, you were an octogenarian.
Octogenarian.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to remember that.
Famed for swiping huge amounts of high-priced bling over the years, has been arrested again. This coming to us straight from CNN. This time, she was picked up for allegedly stealing $86.22 worth of doodads from Walmart.
Wow.
The famed thief, the subject of a documentary, and I might have to check this one out, called The Life and Crimes of Doris Payne, was wearing an electronic ankle monitor from a previous arrest.
Really?
While she was stealing the stuff.
87, right?
Yeah.
You said 87.
86. She's 86.
86 years old.
Yeah.
You know what? You got to give kudos. She doesn't give up.
Yeah, and she basically says she's not sorry for anything she did. She's just sorry for getting caught. She comes out, she's brutally honest.
Hey, that's kind of, actually, okay, all right.
An employee watched the 86-year-old jewel thief snap up items in the pharmacy, electronics, and grocery departments, police said. Payne put some of the stuff in her purse, a Walmart shopping bag, and into the shopping cart, the employee said. And when she got to the checkout line, she only paid for what was in her cart.
That is awesome.
Stuff in the Walmart bag, stuff in her purse, not so much.
Can't imagine why that would happen.
Yeah. So they made the arrest, and Payne was booked for and cited for theft by shoplifting, a misdemeanor. In December, mind you, Payne was arrested at an upscale mall in suburban Atlanta for allegedly stealing a necklace. And she's been on probation. She was on probation at that time for a jewelry theft at another mall in Atlanta in 2014.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This woman is a klepto, big time.
Payne told Los Angeles Times in 2008 that she stole her first diamond when she was in her 20s and became hooked. In the documentary film, Payne bragged of stealing at least $2 million in jewelry in U.S., Paris, Monaco, and Tokyo. She doesn't have any regrets about stealing the jewelry, she says, but she regrets getting caught.
Oh my gosh.
A background check reveals 10 run-ins with the law in 4 U.S. states dating back to 1992. The documentary contains mugshots and arrest records from 1965. So yeah, she steals because she can, said California-based lawyer Gretchen Von Helms, who has represented her.
Oh my gosh.
She never hurts anybody, the attorney said. She's not forceful. And Payne's advanced age and diminutive appearance betray her smarts. Aside from her activities, she is a wonderful person with a lot of fun stories, the attorney said. Yeah.
That sounds like Stockholm Syndrome. That's what that sounds like right there.
The attorney is a victim of stalking. So here's my question.
She's
Dave.
empathizing with the criminal because of one good thing and
because she's
ignoring
a joyful lady that's happy.
She's a joyful lady and has some really fun stories to tell. Like the time she stole that $1 million diamond in Monaco.
So I had another point, another reason behind bringing this up is 3 strikes you're out rule. Who came out with that? Came up with that?
I don't know. A long time ago.
Right.
It's been around for a long time.
Right. It was a whole 3 strikes law.
What is this? Is a 97th strike?
Yeah. So should that apply to violent offenders only?
I've always thought so. Personally.
Right. Yeah.
I've always thought so because I mean, if little old lady who ends up being just a klepto shoplifter.
Right. Nobody's getting hurt. Insurance is covering everything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
the business
you're not rewarding her. She's walking around with an ankle bracelet.
Right.
She has a record.
Yeah.
But still.
But still, when is too much? After the month arrest, do you just say, you know what? If you can't not do this anymore, I mean, but then is it really worth it? Do you lock her up for life?
That's my point.
And
then you pay the
taxpayers,
$60,000 a year.
Taxpayers paying for her to be in jail, and it's kind of crazy.
There's no good answer. What somebody needs to do is put her over the knee and spank her ass. So she learns that's bad behavior.
86-year-old gets a spanking. And
you're never too old to be put over somebody's knee. My mom and dad have said that many times.
Obviously, the whole prison reform thing not working out so well.
Definitely not working out.
She has 0 regrets, and the only regret she has is getting caught. Right?
I understand that they actually teach you how to do it better in prison.
Probably you learn a lot in there. So that's the BTR Grab Bag. We don't have a bumper for this, Pete. I'll be contacting you, but I've got another. What the story of the week, Dave?
WTF.
Yeah, WTF Story of the Week.
Okay.
The headline from the news is...
Oh, this is going to be sad, isn't it?
Schizophrenic serial killer tried to burn victims' bodies in a pig roaster after murdering 4 young men. Pig roaster, Dave. You know that thing that they roast pigs in for a barbecue?
Yeah?
Yeah, that, Dave. He tried to dispose of his murder victims by burning them in the pig roaster.
That
the former student Cosmo DiNardo is one of 2 men to be charged in Pennsylvania over a brutal murder spree. A schizophrenic serial killer and his accomplice allegedly attempted to burn bodies of murdered farm workers in a pig roaster.
Wait, his accomplice?
Yeah, he has an accomplice.
He has an accomplice.
It was his cousin.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
I'm getting to that.
Sorry.
So, the former student who has a history of mental health problems confessed to being a serial killer and has now been revealed that he attempted to try and burn the bodies to cover his tracks. DiNardo and his cousin Sean Kratz were charged yesterday with a series of crimes, including murder and abuse of a corpse. Apparently, if you try to burn somebody after they're dead, that's abuse of a corpse.
I did not know that.
There you go.
Keep going.
And just look at this lovely guy's social media picture, Dave. Doesn't he just look like a mental health
You need to share that
poster
with
child?
The Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see
there.
this, folks, or not, but yeah.
We'll post a link.
We'll post a link if you can.
It's not okay. It's a guy standing with a gun.
Yeah,
looking
and
crazy.
The look on his face is just doesn't say anything about stability.
Nope.
So, anywho,
wow.
In a press conference, District Attorney Matthew Weintraub said DiNardo confessed to putting the bodies in a metal tank converted into a cooker he called a pig roaster. The revelation came after DiNardo was filmed shackled and wearing an orange jumpsuit saying, "I'm sorry," to waiting TV cameras as he left a courthouse on Thursday. It was the latest shocking twist in a case which has gripped a small rural town near Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. 4 young men, Thomas Mio, Jimmy Patrick, Dean Finacciaro, and Mark Sturgis were all victims.
Wow.
Apparently, DiNardo killed them shortly after he sold them weed. So I guess this is justification that weed kills, Dave.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's messed up in a lot of
So
ways.
Jimmy Patrick was the first one to vanish, and he vanished back on July 5th. And then 2 days later, Dean and Mark, and Thomas Mayo a little bit later.
Wow.
So
I don't even know what to say about that.
this is the really jacked up piece of this information.
Okay.
DiNardo himself was bailed out by his family, who own a multi-million-dollar construction company, and paid $10,000 in cash to get him out. Yeah.
And he's confessed?
This is before he actually confessed.
Oh, okay.
He was caught trying to sell one of the dead boys' car. Yeah, so he's a smart one as well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the guy's already been reporting as missing, and then he goes and sells his car.
That's a quality thing to do. Yeah, absolutely.
So then he later confessed and has deep remorse, and we won't be seeking the death penalty for this individual because he's exchanged for the confession. Mr. DiNardo was promised by the district attorney that he will spare his life by not invoking the death penalty.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
That's creepy beyond belief. Thank you for ending the show with that story.
Oh, and here's an even greater thing of what is truly wrong with this country and the legal system is it has been reported that a judge had dismissed a charge filed against DiNardo for illegally owning a firearm because he was mentally ill. So he was caught with a firearm previously, and that charge was dismissed because he's
okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's do some quick hits, Dave. Dave, what do you say?
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Yes, I'm up for some quick hits.
Here we go.
Okay.
He's the fastest talker in the West and the East and the North, and as a matter of fact, you can't get him to shut up. But he does it in 60 seconds or less. It's Dave with Quick Hits. Not those kind.
Not those kind, Pete. Sorry.
Not those kind.
Okay. Are you timing me or just going through and doing it?
I'll time you.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, go.
Okay. Surveillance video taken at a Boulder County business on Sunday captured a goat smashing out the building's front glass window as its buddies scurried around behind him in the background. Doctors readying a 67-year-old woman for cataract surgery in November discovered that a bluish mass in one of her eyes was actually 17 contact lenses mashed together. Ethiopian man is a real-life hyena whisperer. An autonomous 300-pound crime-fighting android tasked with patrolling an office building in Washington, D.C. met an untimely end on Monday after it tumbled into a water fountain. Felkus Zemdegs of Australia turned in some head-spinning times at the Rubik's Cube World Championship in Paris last weekend. He clocked a world best 1 minute 20 seconds with the 6x6x6 Rubik's Cube.
6x6. Wow, that's impressive.
Right? Wimbledon fans were served a fit of laughter on Friday after when a male tennis fan was invited to join an all-female match, but not before squeezing into a white skirt and top.
It's the rules at Wimbledon.
Exactly. A family in Florida was left outraged this week after a group of animal welfare activists confronted them while they were fishing at a park in St. Petersburg. The protesters grabbed the flopping tilapia fish that they had just caught and threw it back in the water.
All right.
Am I done?
You're done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a couple other really.
You're going
to laugh at this one.
We'll keep going.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did you know there's a film called Baba Land?
Baba Land?
Baba Land. It is an epic 8-hour slow-motion film about sheep.
Slow-mo film about sheep.
I'm not lying. 8
Awesome.
hours long. 8 hours long. Yes, you read that correctly. It's a film with absolutely no dialogue about sheep.
Excellent.
I know. Here's another funny one that I found. I thought this one's really... A council has ordered an elderly gardener to remove his 2 garden gnomes under health and safety rules because the garden gnomes moon people as they pass by.
It's not as they pass by. They're just always mooning people.
No. They're automated.
Oh, they're automated.
So their pants drop as you pass by. They got a motion sensor. And so the pants drop when you go by.
And you see the butt.
Apparently it's distracting. It's pretty funny.
That's good stuff.
And then the best story, I would save this one for last on purpose. I forgot Chris was going to be here, but pictures of Winnie the Pooh have been banned on Chinese social media.
Why, Dave?
In a clampdown on politically sensitive references to the lovable little bear. I thought that was pretty funny.
Why would he be banned?
The article says they believe, no one has actually come out with a reason yet, but they believe it's because the one of the premiers of the government has been compared to Winnie the Pooh in the past.
Oh.
And so Winnie the Pooh has now been banned.
I want to see a side-by-side
in China.
picture. I want to see side-by-sides. Obviously, they're out there somewhere.
Yes, we need to look.
We gotta find them.
I thought you got to look pretty weird to look like Winnie the Pooh, though. I mean, honestly, that's not something most people look like. Kind of a yellow, blobby bear.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thought that was pretty good.
Good stuff. Thank you for the quick hits, Dave.
No problem.
All right, we're gonna do this crypto thing.
Do we want to touch on this really quick?
Let's just talk about a couple stories right now.
Okay, there's just
They're finally showing their true colors.
I
Digging
have
for
a
your
bumper.
digital blood diamonds. Chris and Jones dig deep. Well, actually, they have a bunch of little hard drives and computer doodads doing it. But they're solving equations on a mass scale to earn a little digital dough. It's cryptocurrency on Beyond the Routine.
Yeah, by Chris and Jones, apparently. Whatever.
Doodads, Dave.
Yeah, whatever.
Doodads.
Uh-huh. So there's a couple, 2 or 3 stories about Ethereum and cryptocurrency this week. One of them was hackers seized $32 million in Ethereum.
$32 million or 32 million Ethereum?
$32 million worth of Ethereum. It was actually 153,000 Ether.
Wow.
Were, according to Etherscan.io anyway. That's the total amount. But it was only affected Parity Technologies. I guess they have a popular wallet, multi-signature wallet software, and it was breached, and 153,000 Ether were stolen.
That's the risk you take in digital currency, folks.
Exactly right. Kind of scary.
You know, just like the risk you take storing dollar bills in your mattresses, your house could burn down.
They have fixed the problem, and they actually said if you were on the newer version,
I referred
you're not.
house fire to hackers.
Well, that's actually kind of true.
Kind of true, right?
Absolutely. The second story was really interesting. This was about Ethereum continues to recover after dropping to $132 over the weekend.
Really?
It's recovered over 20% in 24 hours and continues to gain.
And who texted you on Sunday, Dave?
Yes.
Said you need to buy some of this, Dave.
You did, and I should have, and I didn't, and I'm a horrible person, and I apologize. I will never complain about the Chris and Jones bumpers anymore.
Did the guy who has become a new fan of the Ethereum that we work with, the SB, did he buy any this weekend?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of? Okay.
He didn't mention it, so I presume.
I love how he's become super interested in it.
I know,
recently.
it's pretty hilarious.
When I first told him about it, he laughed in my face.
He laughed in your face?
Yeah,
well, you know, a lot of people laugh in your face.
Right, but typically not about other
well, you know,
sad face.
So I thought that was a really interesting story. It's recovered and doing well again, by the way.
Yes.
And one of the reasons for that is because they announced over the weekend that the Ether Alliance has added 150 new members.
Wow.
One of which is the Indian government, and another which is MasterCard, which is really the reason why the cryptocurrency market has gone back up.
Anytime anything financial gets linked, we see good results.
Absolutely. So those markets are again on the rise. If you see a dip, buy, because they are on the rise, and there are a lot of people saying that within a year or within 2 years, you're going to see cryptocurrency, Ether specifically, reaching $1,000.
Yes.
So when you see a little dip, grab some.
Grab it up. Grab it up. Day traders really digging the Ethereum right now. I know that.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So good stuff. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think
that's our whole thing today.
That's our whole
that's
thing.
It.
We don't have a stove.
Put it out there.
Whoa. I did say we were going to let it all out in the title.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
you did. And now it's happened.
It's happened. Dave just
that was my Chris Stoles impression.
It was good. Thank you for giving me my dose of Stoles.
There you go, Chris. We missed you on this episode.
Drive safe to your
your northern destination,
the Great
White North.
Yes.
That's right. Be safe up there.
That's where the White Walkers are.
I've heard that there's crazy
the White
things up north.
Walkers come from the north.
The White Walkers, there's crazy people up north too. Don't they put people in like wood chippers and stuff?
Yeah, I've heard it.
I saw that in a movie once.
I've seen a lot of stuff in movies. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Hey, be sure to tune in next week. And also, if you don't know about it, we have all of our back catalog streaming 24/7 head to the website and hit that listen button. It's
on the left
24/7.
side.
Or if you're a TuneIn Radio app user, just search for us, BTR on there, BTR Radio. Find us, listen to us 24/7.
It's constantly
and
running.
we become live on that same stream, 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every Thursday.
That's right.
So, thanks so much for listening. We'll give props to our sponsors and call her a night.
Thanks for listening to Beyond the Routine, brought to you by our friends at Bastion Technologies and Protocol 42.
All right. Love you guys.
Thanks, everybody. All right. Audacity is stopped, Dave, and we are...
The audacity
to
audastically...
stop the audacity.
That's right. We had the audacity to stop the audacity. Audastically.
Audastically.
I like that, right? We've
good-
used
it's a
that
good
word
thing.
like 3 times.
Yes.
Probably not appropriately.
And we are going to say...
Goodbye, Facebook.
Say la vie to the Facebook
face
users.
people,
Thanks,
the
everybody,
books
for
of the
listening.
faces. We love you guys.